This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900.
Welcome to News 25. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. It's Monday, January 24th. Well, 3 people were shot Saturday here in town following some type of dispute on Pahrump South Side.
Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to Desert View Hospital on Saturday afternoon for a report of a person who was arriving at the location who had sustained a gunshot wound. The party stated that the adult male had been shot on Pahrump South Side on Vicky, Ann, and Jean Avenue. The suspects were known to the victim and were driving what was first reported as a red Geo Metro, but later revealed to be a Mazda 2. The patient arrived at the front of Desert View Hospital in a white Suburban. Police arrived and stated that the adult male was shot twice. Officers attempted to locate the suspect vehicle, which arrived at Desert View Hospital near the emergency entrance a short time later. There were 2 people who'd been shot inside that vehicle. One was struck in the back, the other in the hand. We spoke to Fire Chief Scott Lewis about the call for service.
There was a shooting that occurred on Saturday. The Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue's role was limited in that. There was a scene that was somewhere just south of Gamebird Road, possibly in the Vicky Ann and Jean area of Mance. But 3 individuals with gunshot wounds arrived at Desert View Hospital at 2 separate entrances, driving 2 different types of cars. We became involved to assist Desert View Hospital with the transportation requirements for those gunshot wounds. 2 were required to go by flight and 1 by ground with Pahrump Fire Rescue. All 3 went through various trauma centers in Las Vegas.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office posted that they were attempting to find an AR-15 that the suspects had dumped near Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Mount Charleston, which was retrieved by a person in a black SUV. Later that evening, the rifle was located. The dynamic scene involved several residences, including Vicky Ann, Idaho Street, Calvada, and several others. Following an investigation, 1 person has been arrested at this time by the name of Casey Bolton. Casey Bolton's brother was shot in the back during the incident and was airlifted to a trauma center. Bolton is being charged with attempted murder, child abuse or neglect with substantial bodily or mental harm, discharging a gun within a vehicle, battery with a deadly weapon, making a false statement to obstruct a public officer, and destroying or concealing evidence.
Well, a home, cars, and a cat are lost due to a high-intensity fire late Saturday night.
There were some winds, there was a fuel load, there were explosions, there was a flammable liquid spill, all ingredients for a highly dynamic fire incident. It all started off with a report of a vehicle fire that was quickly learned that it was a fifth-wheel trailer used as a fixed structure. So therefore, the assignment was upgraded to an actual structure, bringing a full first alarm structure assignment from the fire department. As we were responding, heavy glow of fire, smoke column developed, and you could actually see explosions occurring. As we arrived on locations, we continued to see that high intensity fire conditions, but we also experienced several additional explosions. And then in the middle of it, there was a flammable liquid spill, most likely because this was as a toy haul or fifth wheel trailer. It had onboard fuel tanks, and a fuel tank let loose, dropped the flammable liquids to the ground, which ignited in a fireball. Visually, it was stunning to see all these things occurring in a short period of time. What it actually gave us the best ability to understand what happened that night was a neighbor across the street had a security system that captured the entire event. So she went back in to get the dog, and both of them then became briefly trapped. And this was at probably the time the fire department was just being notified. And allegedly they egressed out to an emergency window, got into a safe area. We assessed that patient, but she declined further medical. We're also exploring whether she had the right to be on that property. That was part of an ongoing investigation.
More news, including the search for a wanted fugitive after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment is brought to you by Higher Society Smoke Shop in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-2300. Call 702-982-2300.
Welcome back. Well, Northside residents were without power for several hours over the weekend. Here's Scott Lewis to explain why.
Late Friday evening, we were dispatched for a report of 4 power poles that had been blown over by the winds that came through the valley late that night, and it caused a power disruption to the area, including the nearby nursing home. The nearby nursing home did have secondary power generation and was able to sustain that power for several hours, had plenty of fuel, the equipment operated as intended. So we were planning to, but never had to pull a trigger on either moving those patients within the structure or having to evacuate them from the structure. And so we made contact from the head of PVFRS, Pahrump Fire, and also the emergency management to make sure they didn't have any needs that we could assist them with, especially with the management of the more critical patients that they may have within the facility. Valley Electric worked diligently throughout the nighttime hours, replaced the power poles, got the power restored to the citizens in the commercial structures.
Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office continues to search for a wanted fugitive. Larry Avila is being treated at a Las Vegas hospital for injuries when he sustained that after crashing his motorcycle while running from police here in Pahrump. Now, as Brad Francis explained, he's on the run again.
On January 15th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were engaged in a pursuit with a motorcycle that ended in the area of Oyster Avenue and Basin Avenue. 35-year-old Larry Avila was the suspect driver and suffered a broken leg and was transported by Mercier to a Las Vegas hospital. Authorities say in addition to charges related to his attempt to flee, Avila was also wanted on several nationwide warrants out of the 5th District Judicial Court for offenses regarding theft, stolen property, and narcotics. The Nye County Sheriff's Office says the hospital was going to notify them when Avila was medically cleared so he could be booked into jail. Instead, Avila was released from the hospital late last week without any notification made to the sheriff's office. Avila was picked up by an unknown woman seen in these photos and is on the run again. Avila is 5'4", 165 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you know who the woman is or where Avila is, you're asked to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. Confidential tips can also be submitted to sheriff@co.nye.nv.us or via the Nye County Sheriff's Office app.
Well, there have been 5 confirmed deaths related to COVID-19 reported since last week, all residents of Pahrump. There's 216 new COVID-19 confirmed positive cases here in Nye County since last Monday, reported and confirmed with 10 in Tonopah, 3 in Smoky Valley, 2 in both Beatty and Amargosa, and the remainder right here in Pahrump. The total, 5,659 confirmed cases of COVID-19 since the first case was reported. Nye County test positivity rate is 33.5%. That's the 4th highest in the state. And totals do not include at-home testing, which is the majority of what people are doing right now. Nye County schools, of course, the cases there, they have reported 32 new cases among students and none among the faculty for this week. Free testing kits are available through the U.S. government. You can get 4 free COVID home tests. They usually ship within 7 to 12 days, and you can go online to order those. That's at covidtest.gov. The Tonopah Community Health Nurse has COVID vaccine clinics on Tuesdays from noon to 4:30, and here in Pahrump we have them also on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. You can call 775-751-7070. The Beatty COVID and Flu Vaccine Clinic will be held Wednesday, February 3rd from 10 to 11, and Amargosa on Thursday, February 3rd from 10 to 11, both at their community centers. You can also do free drive-up testing daily at Serenity Mental Health on Calvada Boulevard from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. And you can also give them a call, 775-751-5211. News 25 will return on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Developing an interest in anything academic at an early age is good, but how young is it possible to develop those interests? One private school in Florida is finding you're never too young. Kim Martinez reports.
Science, technology, reading, engineering, the arts, and math. We basically implement that in every single thing we do throughout the entire curriculum. Go fish, what do you see? I see a teacher. looking at me.
These days, it might not be surprising that Tamia Sibley runs a stream school, but what might surprise you is the age of her students. At Destiny Preparatory in Jacksonville, Florida, she's starting stream as young as 1 and 2 years old.
They're not too young. We just make sure it's at their level, at their zone of proximal development, and we just go from there. But you would be surprised at the early childhood stage how much the children soak up.
Tamia says the key is hands-on experiences that help young children learn in interesting ways. A real-world rocket launch became the inspiration for a rocket launch of the students. And that's not the only experience that's giving them a unique learning opportunity.
Where are we going? You want to go get ice cream? You want to get some ice cream?
Destiny Preparatory Academy bases all of its lessons on new and exciting experiences for the kids, and all of its lessons have STEAM involved. Today, they're learning the engineering behind a Tesla.
I want the children to know you can be an engineer. You can design Teslas when you grow up. I just want to open up a world for them so they will know, like, I can do anything.
A frequent donor to the school, Antoine Mickle, often offers financial help to fuel the spark in STEAM at the school.
Exposure is everything. To read about it, to hear about it is something else, but to be exposed to it is a whole different light, and it brings what they read to fruition, and it makes them understand a little bit better.
A veteran of both public and private schools, Tamia welcomes the opportunity to start working with kids from such an early age.
I've seen children struggle with different deficits in different areas, and so that's why I decided to come back down to early childhood education, just to kind of fill those voids and make sure that children have a strong foundation in science, technology, reading, engineering, the arts, and math.
The goal is to add a grade on each year to Destiny Prep, expanding the school as the students age up and grow in their love of all things STEAM. Kim Martinez reporting.
Thanks so much, Kim. Well, we all want a healthy immune system to help fight off infection, especially during a pandemic. But did you know your diet plays a role? Cleveland Clinic's Kristen Kirkpatrick says regularly eating a rainbow of colorful fruits and vegetables is a good place to start.
Some of the obvious things that we always want to look at is antioxidants, phytonutrients. We're going to get those from plant-based whole foods and foods that have a lot of color. So the foods that have a lot of color, that indicates they have a lot of vitamins and minerals.
Kirkpatrick says you should pay special attention to vitamin C, which may help prevent and shorten infections. Vitamin D also supports immune health, but the body does not absorb it well from food, so you'll want to consider a supplemental form like D3. She adds gut health is important as well, so be sure you're getting enough probiotics, prebiotics, and fiber.
It's also important to talk about things that make the immune system less likely to perform well. So that is highly processed food, fast foods, added sugars. Those all negatively impact gut health. They all negatively impact the immune system as well.
Kirkpatrick recommends switching to a whole foods diet, which is primarily plant-based, to keep your immune system strong. Regular exercise and good sleep habits will also help immune health.
Well, for today's Save a Pet, we meet a German Shepherd mix available for adoption from Desert Haven. Here's Darby to tell us more.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with George. George is a 1-year-old German Shepherd mix, gorgeous dog, all jet black, has the perfect amount of the brown on his little eyebrows, so he has these cute little eyebrows, and on his face, very, very standard German Shepherd coloring. Super pretty, very, very friendly, likes to have a cuddle, seems to be well adjusted to new environments. Came out, he's very interested in the staff here at Desert Haven because he's gotten very attached to them since he's been here. But a wonderful dog. German Shepherds are very high energy dogs, so they need a strong sense of leadership. And also a lot of activity. So that is either you play very roughly with your German Shepherd on a daily basis, or you need to take them for a walk a minimum of 2 times a day. George would prefer a yard probably with higher fences. But if you want to come and meet him or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call at 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. Just a reminder, Desert Haven's also currently looking for volunteers. So if you are over the age of 16, you're eligible to work with the cats. If you're over the age of 18, you can work with the dogs. Any help would be greatly appreciated because they're very understaffed and they need some extra help to take care of all these wonderful animals.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
It's a beautiful day outside today. Not even a cloud up there near Mount Charleston. John's going to be back right after this break to tell us what's in store for our week.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. Happy Monday. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, and what a beautiful weather map we have today. Actually, some pretty fine weather. Fernley Fallon, Carson City. You're enjoying low 50s. Tonopah, our cold spot in the state, and it's just 48 degrees for a high. Not too bad. 51 in Goldfield. Beatty's got 66. Amargosa, the hot spot, at 69 degrees, and Las Vegas attaining room temperature at 65. Not too bad. 74 out in Death Valley. And here in the paradise of Pahrump, well, let's take a look. Our current temperature appears to be 58 degrees, and we're heading down for a low tonight of 37. Humidity, 19%. Not really a whole lot of clouds in the sky. Now it's clear skies as the sun set this evening at 5:02. Still some beautiful colors out there if you look real quick. It'll be back up tomorrow in all its pride and glory at 6:49 a.m. We're heading for a high tomorrow of 61 degrees. But look at that wind. Whoa, 17 miles per hour out of the north-northeast. That's going to be some gusty winds, 17 miles per hour average. So we're going to see some bigger gusts, probably 30, 35 miles per hour. Is that a theme as we head into the week? No, we got wind tomorrow, but looks like everything else is single digits throughout the week. We've got clear skies next couple days. Some cloud cover appearing from nowhere Friday and Saturday. And temperatures shooting all the way up to 66 degrees on Sunday under sunny skies. It looks like the winds are kicking up come Monday with some cloud cover also. We might be seeing another weather front come in, and we're keeping an eye on it, and we'll let you know what we discover as we head on into the week. Back to the desk, here's Deanna.
Definitely going to have to watch out for that wind and, keep track of your lawn furniture and your small animals out there, especially for tomorrow. We do want to let everybody know that we are aware of what's going on with Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. We did post a little bit of that on our local Pahrump Facebook page this morning about the lawsuit that has been pending there and the change in procedures and policies and fee changes down there at Front Sight, which was sent out to members. We do have an upcoming story this week on that and some interviews coming up, so we'll let you know a little bit more about that. Of course, if you want to find out what happened today, go on to local Pahrump's Facebook page. You can see the post by Dr. Piazza, who is the owner of Front Sight there, and what he sent out to the members today, as well as the pending litigation and, of course, the Facebook page that is out there that has started regarding the members in a group that they are having kind of chats back and forth about what's going on. And you know that Valentine's Day is coming up really soon. There are some special events happening, and if you don't have a special someone in your life, you can get a special someone, and that is a special pet up for adoption. Desert Haven Animal Society is having a speed petting event that's going to be on February 13th at 1 p.m. All you need to do is just stop on by 1151 Siri Lane right here in Pahrump. To find out more, you can go on to Desert Haven Animal Society's Facebook page, or you can give them a call, 775-751-7020. And don't forget, we have plenty of other adoption agencies here in town and rescues, and one of them being Pets Are Worth Saving, and of course Never Forgotten Animal Society and Tales of Nye County as well. So keep in mind, if you're looking for a special someone for Valentine's Day, you might want to adopt. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Have a great night.